By the time I got to the hospital, I was already 6 centimeters dilated. Hi fam, welcome back to the channel. Ewoma here, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I delivered like the Hebrew woman. Yes, but quick disclaimer, anyway, any woman has had a baby, she delivered like the Hebrew woman. You know, the most important thing is that mother is fine, baby is fine, so please don't take me too seriously. The fact that I said I had my baby like a Hebrew woman doesn't mean that other women out there didn't. And also, if you're a TTC mom out there, you're trying to conceive, my prayer with you is that one day you get to hold your bundle of joy and you share your testimony with me. So guys, let's just jump quickly into the video. And some of you may be wondering why I'm choosing to share this story right now. I mean, baby is already 7 months plus. Well, I've been promising to share this video and I just really want to drop it here. So if you enjoy these types of video, then keep watching. So guys, when you're pregnant, you know, they tell you your EDD, which is either like 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after, and my case was not different. You know, the pregnancy went well, the journey was quite smooth, I mean, to a large extent. Apart from the normal, you know, issues that come with pregnancy, every other thing was fine. And I remember as I drew close to the end of the pregnancy, I was anxious. I was like, oh my God, this is my first time. How will it go? You know, and I was also watching a lot of delivery videos here on YouTube. I mean, I was watching the raw ones, the uncensored ones, all of it. I was reading a lot. I was learning birth control. I was attending my antenatal, making sure that everything was in place. And then the day came and baby was not here. I was like, what's going on? Why is this baby not here yet? I'm tired of being pregnant. I'm in pains. And if I can, I'm going to drop the video, the last video I made before going into labor. I'm going to drop the video somewhere on the screen. If I don't have that mind, I mean, because pregnancy humbled me, my face was horrible. So if I cannot just take it like that. So, you know, I think about 2 weeks ago, I made a video where I was saying, oh, this will be the last video I'll make before baby is here. Well, apparently baby is doing her makeup. But I will, along the video, share clips of the actual labor, so just keep watching. So I was like, oh my God, why is baby not here? I mean, and then by the next week I went back to the hospital and I was given a date for induction. Guys, I've heard a lot of things about being induced. I've heard it's painful. I've heard this, I've heard that. I heard it doesn't take time. I heard it's the best, but I really wanted this to go the natural way. I wanted my body to do its thing, but my mind was open to anything at all. I was ready to have like a CS if it was going to happen, but I was just trying to stay as calm as possible. So finally one Friday, in fact, and before then I'd been having Braxton Hicks, which is like practice labor, forced labor. Can you guys see me? So before then I'd been having like Braxton Hicks, which is like, you know, the contraction comes and it goes, but this is not the real deal. But I mean, every single one that came, I'll be like, is this one? Is this it? Is this it? Because it was my first time, and I always tell my husband, it's like, is it though? Touch my tummy, it's hard. But it was not. The moment I changed position, it would just go away. Then the day finally came. On this day, I think it was about 2 a.m. in the morning. I was still sleeping, and then, you know, the Braxton Hicks came, and I was like, okay, you go as usual, and I slept back. By 4 in the morning, the pain was just coming and going. It was nothing too serious, and I think on a scale of 1 to 10, it was about 3. But it was there, if you know what I mean. You know, it's there, but it's not like there. So I didn't wake my husband. I was just in the room breathing in and out. And then by the time it was morning, like it was 8 a.m., the pains were more intense. It was more like a 4/5. But I'm someone with really high tolerance for pain, so I was like, let's just wait and see. The last thing I want to do is to rush to the hospital and then they'll tell me to come back home. Like, let us just wait and see. So I called my sister and I'm like, hey sister, my tummy is paining me. And she was like, have you seen your show, your bloody show? Sorry, this video is going to be TMI, so if you don't like the sound of blood and all that stuff, maybe this is not the video for you. So she was like, have you seen your bloody show? No. Did your water break? No. How is it doing you? Just contractions coming and going. And she was like, okay, just monitor it. But I think you should go to the hospital because she knows I have high tolerance for pain. And then the pain kept coming. And then it occurred to me to track my contraction. So I downloaded this app and I was timing the contractions. And they were coming every like 5 minutes. Yeah, they're coming like every 5 minutes and they would last about 30 seconds or so, 1 minute. At first, they were quite irregular, but they were coming like at least every 5 minutes. And then by this time, my husband was awake. It was a Friday, by the way. My husband was awake. He didn't go to work. He was awake and I know we're just like that. Then, guys, around like 10, the contractions became like 4 minutes apart and we're coming like 4 minutes apart. They will last about 40 seconds strong, but it was still like the pain level was like 5/10. I could still bear it. I was gisting with my husband, you know, and then I called my mom. I was like, mommy, my tummy. And then she tried to calm it down. That was when I started to like cry because I was like, oh, it's really going to happen today. I don't know. It was just mixed feelings. I was anxious. I was worried kind of because I was like, I didn't know where this was going. And trust me, I had my baby at 41 weeks. By 38 weeks, my bags were packed. I was like, this baby girl should come right now. So she was like, okay, go to the hospital. And I was like, sure, why not? It was raining. So I told my husband, let's go. So while I was bathing, I saw my bloody shoe. That means it had come out, but since I hadn't gone to the bathroom, I didn't know. So I saw my bloody shoe and I was like, oh my God, this is really going to happen. I was like, okay, I've heard that for first-time moms, labor is like from 20-something hours. It's like 18 hours. The baby will not come today. She'll come tomorrow. She'll come by midnight. I was just talking nonsense. First-time mom issues. I was just worried, and then I had my bath. Do you know I even made breakfast for my husband? Like I made breakfast while I'm like, you know, while I'm toasting the bread. I'm like, oh. And then the pain stops and I'm like, oh, back to normal. And it went on like this till about past 1ish. We went to the hospital and I remember each time we entered like a what like a ditch or like a pothole, I'll tell my husband, wait, contraction, and then he would stop. I'll be like, okay, let's go. And then we did that. We got to the hospital. I remember telling the nurse that, nurse, I'm in labor, I'm having contraction. And she was like, contraction? And you are standing talking like this. Usually people with contraction, they're like, At this point, pain level was still like a 5 to 10, if I'm honest. It was very, very bearable. I could talk through it. I was okay. I was fine. And then they checked my vitals and then they took me to a room to check. I mean, you know that the famous thing they do to stick up their hands and check if I was dilated. And guess what, guys? By the time I got to the hospital, I was already 6 centimeters dilated. Like, no, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not lying. Like, I was already 6 centimeters dilated. And the nurse were like, what? Madam, you mean you're already 6 cm and you're not shouting, you're not in pains, you're not groaning, nothing? I mean, of course, the contraction would come, and at some point when her hand was inside, she could tell that I was contracting, but they could not, like, their mind was blown. How I could walk to the hospital 6 cm dilated already, and I'm here, like, I'm here. So they offered to like break my water so that it can progress faster, and I was like, yeah, fine, whatever. I remember they broke my water and there was this water everywhere. My water was very dirty. I think baby already like pooped in there, but I was fine. I mean, and then they told my husband to go get the bags, like it's about to go down. It's about to go down. They're not going to send me back, and they took me back to the room. So I went back to the room. I went to they hooked me up on a line, and then they took me to the labor room. I was in this room, and I remember there was another woman there, and she was like, oh, you mean you're in labor and you're just cool? Oh my God. To be honest, I was like, why is it not that painful? I thought they said it's painful. And then the pain now hits me. Guys, I think when I got into the transition stage, I'm going to insert that video. I don't know how I managed to be calm.
Sorry.
But I told him, see, I want to shout, because I remember they always tell us, if you shout the first time, you're always going to shout. So I was trying my best to like hold it in there, to bear the pain, and guys, it was not easy. In fact, let us pause the video here and clap for every mother, because that thing is not easy, whether CS or the other one. Let us just clap first. Yeah, you know, easy. Like sometimes mouths cannot really tell what the experience is like. You hit a transition phase. I remember it was like an out of body experience. It was almost like I came out of my body and I was looking at myself on the bed, just groaning in pain. That's just the truth. But at this point, pain was like 8/10. It was not at that point where I was like screaming at the top of my lungs, but it was like 8/10. It was painful. Like at one point, I looked at my husband, I was weak, and I was like, I don't want to die. See, that broke me. And I remember I started crying, and I was like, no, don't cry, don't cry. I'm like, I don't want to die, because the pain I can feel right now, I can't explain. It's so painful. You cannot explain. It's not like, I hear people say it's like a stabbing pain. It's like your womb want to explode. It's not true. Like none of those words actually explain how the pain feels. You cannot quantify it. You cannot qualify it. It's just there. Like, gosh. So I remember the nurses came and they were like, oh, they came to check my blood pressure, they came to check baby's heartbeat, everything was fine. And the nurse told me that, Madam, see, when you feel like pushing, don't push it. It take another like 4 hours to, you know, take like 4 hours to get to 10 centimeters. So if you feel like pushing, don't push it. Just bear it, call us. Guys, I kid you not, the moment she walked out of the door, it was not up to a minute. I told my husband, I want to push. The baby is coming. And he was like, no, the nurse said, I said, go and call the nurse. Go and call the nurse. The baby is coming. I can feel the baby. She's coming down. I want to push. So my husband went to get the nurse, and she came and she was like, you know how Nigerian nurses are. Yeah, I was being taken care of by very great nurses, but I mean, it's not easy dealing with patients every day. So they already know how this thing goes because they've seen a lot. So from their own calculation, they probably think that, oh, I got in by at 2 o'clock. They probably thought maybe I'll have my baby by 8 in the evening or so, thereabouts. But the moment the nurse raised my leg, Star's head was literally crowning, and they're like, rush her to the labor room, rush her to the labor room, yeah, rush her to labor room, rush her to the delivery room, yeah, rush her. And my husband literally had to carry me. I didn't walk there. He carried me to the delivery room, and I remember lying down there, and my heart was like, go, it's time. And God is so wonderful that when it's time for this baby to come, they don't need your permission. Your body is going to just push this baby out. But they only try to tell you not to force it, so that in case you're not yet fully dilated, you don't tear your cervix. Because I've heard that it's a very awful experience, trust me. And they're like, okay, let us check you. And what are they checking? Baby was already coming, like, oh, I can see the head. But then they're like, oh, we need to give you an episiotomy, which is like, they need to like cut me a little. And guys, in one push, I just like, and my baby was out. Like immediately, all the pain was history. I was like, pain where is the pain? I was not like, contraction, where are you? All the pain went away. And guys, she came out in one push, and that is why I started delivering like the Hebrew woman. Every woman out there, every mom out there delivered like the Hebrew woman, but my case was exceptional, I tell you. In one push, my baby was there. I got in the hospital by 2 o'clock, and before 4:30, I had my baby. Yeah, it was that short. I mean, I was even on the delivery bed. I was calling my dad like, yeah, dad, hello, daddy, baby is here. I mean, we're calling our parents right while I was still on the bed. My husband was in there with me, and it was such a beautiful experience. That's why I'm really praying for TCC moms out there. You need to experience this one way or the other. God is going to make it possible for you. So I'm not going to bore you guys with the story of how I was stitched and all that. I did develop some complications after birth. I feel like devil was just like, Madam, pregnancy and delivery was too easy for you. I'm gonna get you postpartum. But the most important thing is that I made it out and my baby made it out. We're both fine and were discharged the very next day. So that was how I delivered my baby. I know some people may feel like it's not necessary to share, it's not relevant, but I mean, it is very necessary for me to share this experience. Any woman out there, that has experienced will tell you that it is definitely a life-changing experience. So guys, that brings me to the end of this video. If you're a mom out there, please share with me your own delivery story. How was it? Let me know in the comment section. If you're a dad, have you been in the delivery room with your wife? What was it like? I mean, and if you watch to this point and you really like my face, please subscribe to the channel, join the growing family, share this video, give me a huge thumbs up. That is how YouTube gets to know that you guys like what I'm doing, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.